Hey guys, it's Kyle the Horse Race. So in this video, we're going to kind of do a repeat of a video for last week. There's been a lot of changes for the Preakness Stakes, and we're going to go over my top three horses that I like. You know, the field's been changed. You got Sandman in there. Journalism's been confirmed. First, we're going to take a look, where did the winners come from? And 2024 Caesar Gray racing the Derby undercard. 2023 National Treasure last race, the Santa Anita Derby. 2022 Early Voting Wood Memorial. 2021 Ron Bauer in the Bluegrass. 2019 Warwell racing the Derby. I left out 2020 on purpose. I just feel like with that being the COVID year, it's not a good data point to use, so I just left it out. 2018 Justified Derby, 2017 Cloud Competing Wood Memorial, 2016 Exaggerated Derby, and of course American Pharaoh in the Derby at 15. So it seemed like the horses that won the Preakness either come, race in the Derby or race on the race on Derby Day, or they come from that last 100-point prep race, before the Derby. And that takes us here. This is the probable field so far. You can see where some of these horses last race. Of course, everybody knows Journalism, Sandman in the Derby. River Thames racing the Bluegrass. Now, that's kind of interesting. Gosper, Lexington, American Promise, Derby. Clever Again, Hot Springs, Heart of Honor, UAE Derby. Goal Oriented, Allowance race on the Churchill Downs undercard. And then Pay Billy in the Federico Tessio Stakes. So you can kind of get a good look at the field right there. And now I'm going to go over who I like. And the first one's going to be Journalism. And, I got second the Derby. And the connection that had to put the horse in this race. The pressure was on Sovereignty, I think, to get in, not really for Journalism. But the more you looked at the field, it kind of made sense for the connection. This might be the best chance to grab a Triple Crown win. You don't have the biggest field. And if you came back in the Belmont, the way that Derby ran, there's no guarantee you're going to beat Sovereignty again in the Belmont. Like that was Sovereignty looked like a really good horse on Derby Day. Like you can't watch that replay and think that there's like realistically say like Sovereignty couldn't do that again. Like that was a really impressive race. So I think when the connections weighed that, I think this is their best chance to go for it. And I actually don't think Journalism is going to be all that bad of odds. You got Sandman that's going to take a little bit of extra money, having that social media following. You got the Baffert horse always going to take money. You got the Asmussen horse. So I could see a scenario where Journalism can go off at like 6-5, 7-5. And as crazy as it sounds, I actually think that's decent value for, the horse for the Preakness. Like I might be inclined to, do a win bet for that price. And then Enter Sandman, he'd be my second choice. Mark Cassie's done decent with horses. He ran back in the Preakness, got second with Classic Empire, and then won it in 2019 with the War of Will. The year that Classic Empire got second, kind of felt bad for him because Classic Empire done all the dirty work. And then the Chad Brown horse, Cloud Computing, came and nipped him at the wire. So that could have easily been two Preakness wins for Mark Cassie. And they had no pressure to enter the race either. It was when the Preakness field first came out, it was thought as a probable, but nobody knew for sure. And it is going to need a friendly pace set up for the race. Just like any other horse, always going to need the trip to go their way. But there's a lot of pace on off with this race, and the Preakness has had a history of favoring horses, that are coming off that short turnaround. So for me, Sandman is going to be the second choice for me. And then number three is where I go with my long shot, and that's American Promise. And Lucas won the Preakness last year, and he got second with Barrazo in 2018. So Lucas has done fairly well at this race. I think he's won it like 8 times or something like that. But his horse will need a better effort than in the Kentucky Derby. But that was his first race in 7 weeks. So see that they're bringing this horse back, on a 2-week turnaround. The horse must be doing okay. So for me, American Promise will be my third choice. I think there's a lot of value. He'll be overlooked by the betting public. So that's my top 3 picks for the Preakness this year. And thank y'all for watching. Plenty more to come.